Of all of the Mr. Men characters, Mr. Chatterbox has one of my favourite designs. I love the colour of him. Unfortunately, I don't think my camera is picking up the colour very well at the moment, but it's a beautiful, almost Barbie pink colour. And he has a really great design. And I remember the character from my childhood, but I couldn't remember the narrative. So reading it now, I was actually kind of interested. And this has some beautiful writing in it. So we learn to begin with that Mr. Chatterbox is a chatterbox, and there's a lot of text there. Now, one of the things I praise Mr. Men books for is that there's not a lot of writing on every page, ordinarily. But when there's an exception to the rule, there is a very good reason for it. And I'm not going to read that out, but it's very much almost stream of consciousness, just no real punctuation, a plethora of commas, and it just goes on and really gives the reader the impression that Mr. Chatterbox never stops talking. It's definitely something that will work better if read aloud to children. Mr. Men books taught me to read, including Mr. Chatterbox. It's number 20 for reference. I think something like that can be actually quite daunting. So this one is definitely one that's better read out to the child. But of course, if a child can pick it up and read it without feeling daunted, that's brilliant. He looks great without his hat, and we learn that actually he's buying a new hat, and to solve the problem of him chattering, he has a magic hat, and whenever he chatters too much, the hat grows and grows and covers him. And when he stops chattering, it shrinks back down to size, and ultimately he learns the lesson that if he keeps chattering, the hat's going to get bigger. Now, obviously, it's weird to have him wearing the green hat at the start when the orange hat is his new hat. Never mind. But it's obviously an important message that children's opinions and voices shouldn't be quelled. You shouldn't ever stop a child from talking at all. But it's also important that children need to learn that sometimes you need to tone it down a bit and just be quiet. There are certainly children who can drone on and on and on. And it's all about finding that middle ground where children feel like they have the ability to voice their thoughts and get excited about talking about things that make them, feel passionate. But at the same time, many children will take that to the extreme. There are some children who will never talk at all, and this is definitely not a book that's aimed at them because it encourages not talking. But for the average child, Mr. Chatterbox has a pretty great message. I think it's done in a very fun way, and as I said, I really love the design of the character.